Hello, I'm going to present to you 2019 GCE paper 2, question 10. And this paper, question 10 came on two topics, that is mensuration and earth geometry. On mensuration, they brought a concept on a frustum of a cone. Part A of the question was on frustum of a cone. So the question reads, the diagram below shows a frustum TQRS of a cone. Take pi as 3.142. Given that US is equal to 3 centimeters and UV is equal to 10 centimeters and RV equals 8 centimeters, calculate its volume. So in this case, we realize that the volume of a frustum can be found using the formula V equals pi multiplied by height over 3 open bracket radius of the base squared plus radius of the base multiplied by radius of the top part plus radius of the top face squared, close bracket. So we are going to use this formula to calculate the volume of our frustum. So this frustum, you know, a frustum like the one that we are given here is this frustum is a part that remains after a top part of a cone was cut. So let's see how we can calculate the volume of this frustum. So you realize that the top part of this cone, or this frustum of a cone, has a circle with radius 3 centimeters, and the base of our frustum has radius which is equal to 80 centimeters, and the height of the frustum is 10 centimeters. So we'll use this formula, volume equals pi h over 3 open bracket r squared plus r times r plus radius squared, where this small r represents the radius of a face with a smaller circle, and the capital R represents the radius of the face of, or rather the base of the frustum in this case. And this capital H represents the height for the frustum. So in this case, we are going to make the substitution. Our H, height of the frustum, is 10 centimeters. Radius of the smaller circle is 3 centimeters. And radius of the circle, the larger circle, which is the base of this frustum, is 8 centimeters. So making substitution, we are going to say 3.142 times 10 over 3, open bracket, which is this one is multiplying with 8 squared plus 8 times 3 plus 3 squared. This will give volume equals, multiplying 3.142 with 10, you get that 1.42 over 3. Multiply by 64 plus 24 plus 8 plus 9. If we add 64 to 24 and we add 9 to that, and then we multiply that. We'll multiply that with 31.42, of which after that we need to divide by 3. So adding 64 plus 24 plus 9 gives 97. So now 97 multiplied by 3.142, 97 multiplied by 31.42, divide by 3, it will give us the result 1015.913333. Now, according to our syllabus, there is a demand that all the time we round off the answers if the value is not exact to 3 significant figures. So in this case, the answer, I rounded it off to 1 decimal place, but I think for us to have the answer according to what the examination demands, we are supposed to have this answer as 10110 square or cubic centimeters, because this one is correct to 3 significant figures. So this one is significant figure, that 0 is significant figure, is significant, and this one is significant. Part B of this question was on earth geometry. It is saying the points K, L, and M are on the surface of the earth as shown in the diagram below. Take pi as 3.142 and radius of the earth as 6370 kilometers. So, question 1, they are asking us to find the difference in longitude between points K and L. So, point K and L, you can see that the point K and L, this point here, point K and L, they are both on the same latitude, which is 50 degrees north, but they are on different longitudes. So we are going to find the difference in longitudes. So you realize that to find the difference in longitude, the difference in this case, you realize that point L is 60 degrees east and point K is lying on a longitude 30 degrees west. This shows that the other point is on the west and the other one is on the east. And because they are on either sides of the prime meridian, the other one is on the eastern side of the prime meridian and the other point is on the western part of the prime meridian, we need to add. If they are on the same side, we would have subtracted. But in this case, our difference will be found by adding. So our difference, will calculate it by saying 60 degrees, we say plus 30 degrees. Plus 30 degrees. So when we add 60 plus 30, we will realize that we are going to get the difference between these 2 points as 90 degrees. That is, the difference is 90 degrees. Okay, so here we realize that the difference is 90. Part B, Roman numeral 2 of this question, we are supposed to calculate the length LM, or rather the distance LM. In this case, we realize that the distance LM is along a great circle. So you can see that LM is along a longitude, and the difference D between L and M is 95, because you have to add 45 plus 50. So we'll say LM, will calculate that distance LM using the formula 2 pi r times y over 360. And making substitutions, we'll substitute now. So LM is 2 multiplied by 3.142 times 6370 kilometers, which is the radius of the Earth, multiplied by 95 over 360. When we multiply 2 times 3.142 times 6370, we'll get 60,043.62, which will multiply with 95 over 360. When we multiply these two numbers on a calculator, we'll realize that our answer will get 15,844.84417, which when we round off to 3 significant figures, it will come out as 15,800 kilometers. The part B, Roman numeral 2 of this question, they are asking us to get the distance in kilometers, the distance KL in kilometers, and we are going to use the formula distance equals 2 pi r cos theta multiplied by x over 360, where theta is a latitude, this theta is a latitude, and this latitude you can see that KL, they are on a latitude 50 degrees north, 50 degrees north. That is a latitude. So always latitudes are described, they are either on the north or they can be on the south. So in this case, the latitude is on the north. And this x is the difference between the 2 points, K and L, which we already calculated as 90. And with these values in place, we can now go ahead and calculate the distance KL, which will be calculated by the substitution 2 times 3.142 times 6370 cos 50 degrees, the latitude which is 50 degrees, times 90 over 360, of which when we calculate, we realize that 2 into 2 is 1, 2 into 360, that is 180, say 180, 180, 90 into 90, it's 1, and 90 into 80 is there 2 times. So it will now be written as KL is equal to 3.142 times 6370 cos 50 times 1 over 2. When we use our calculator, you realize that this will give us a result which is 6,432.549162, which when we round off, it will be equal to 6,430 kilometers. I have rounded off to 3 significant figures because that's what is demanded according to the instructions, that if the answer is not exact, the value should be in 3 significant figures if it is not the angle. Thank you so much, and this mark. Thank you, and the next time I'll cover question 11.